NBA Straya, how are you going? How are you going? I hope you're right. It is Thursday, April 18, all day. This is episode 1077 of NBA Straya, and I'm your host, James Clements. And today, we're putting some bets on NBA games. Well, not if you're Jontay Porter, because he has been banned for life. Yeesh. But we also had 2 play-in games from the East. That's fun to talk about. Zion's cooked. What? Jimmy Butler's cooked. So out of nowhere, just injuries are completely decimating these NBA playoffs before they've started, which is fun. Chris Paul reckons he's sticking around like fart in an elevator at this point. But either way, we'll cover up today's games in the NBA Straya Game Wraps. The Philly-Miami game was gnarly. Then that Chicago-Atlanta one, sort of talk about roller coasters, end up being a shit pumping. But anyway, we'll talk that Sunday night. Old mate, no mate, Spud of the night, better than Lonzo Ball. We'll get some Nazi, Unpopular Opinion of the day, and then an Outback Takehouse. That one's a bit Aussie related too. Surprise twist there. We'll do a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light them up award as well, because of a very cool stat that I hope you've seen. And then there are no games tomorrow. So we'll briefly look at the 2 8-seed playing games, which are Saturday morning. But we'll save the full breakdowns for tomorrow's show. So that sounds good, doesn't it? Yes, it does, Jim. I can't hear you say. So let's bloody well go.
This is Joe Ingles, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
You better watch out for the Shaq and Chuck Attack if you're Kendrick Perkins. Like, I love a guy who always when he talks, it sounds like he's eating. Like just one of those. Like, is he eating while he's on TV? What is he doing? Why does he come? Look, my favorite other thing about Kendrick Perkins is he watches so much basketball, comes up with very unique takes, but almost all of them are completely wrong. It is actually a skill to be that shit all the time. We've got one of our own who does that all the time. His name's Alex Donnelly. He's on the AFL show. But there's a bit of a drive-by. But Perk absolutely getting walloped by Chuck and Shaq today was pretty good because they were sort of, Perk was talking some shit. And Shaq and Chuck, when they both team up on somebody, there is nothing more fun. So they were saying Perk was shitting on them for their Knicks takes, right? And Shaq's like, we don't watch Knicks games, but I watched that game. And they just showed Perk getting dunked on by Blake Griffin time after time. And then Chuck's at the end of it, he's like, oh, man, Chuck, man, Shaq, man, we're out here killing roaches. Man, 5 points a game gonna call me out. Shut up. It's yes. Sucked in Kendrick Perkins, you giant fucking waste of space. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya with a daily. It's a whip around. See? The mouth surgery. I actually took this squid with me to the doctor the other day, to the surgeon who did the thing on the roof of my mouth. And he's like, all right, James, I'm going to, just lay down, we'll look at the roof of your mouth, we'll see how it's looking. And the squid, he's like, is Dad going to be all right? I'm like, buddy, he's just checking, it's fine. He's like, okay. It was very sweet and touching. But it was all good. So that's why I can do the whip crack sound, Gerald. It's really good. I'm very, very adept at it again. Anyway, let's start with the Jontay Porter life ban. That's right. I don't know. Seems pretty bad to be betting on your team to fucking lose. What are you doing? So he posted 13 bets through a mate's account, right? Which, it's this is the worst ad for bets with mates ever. It's bet with mates and get banned for life. But the point being, he put it through a mate's account rather, right? So this isn't very tricky, I think, for them to track this down. It's you transferred him the money to put the bets on in his name. You're an idiot. What are you doing? At least make it a cash transaction. But the point is 13 bets, including one of which I think for his games that he was playing and he didn't get found to be betting on himself, they reckon. But 13 things throughout. The worst one was that he bet the Raptors to lose a game. That's his team. That just seems A, bad, B, dumb, and C, like wildly fucking shithouse and fucking up the integrity of the game. So I think there was like this funny one where there's like a person who was connected to Jontay Porter placed $80,000 on a Jontay Porter bet, and the sports book, that's what they call it over there. The betting company was like, that seems very fucking suspect. 80 grand on Jontay Porter for a payout of 1.1 million. We might have to dig further into this, and boom, here we are. So I think the craziest part was, like, the total payout for all of this was like $76,000. His net winnings were 21 grand. Like 21 grand, you're not going to sniff at this, right? Like 21 grand is a lot of fucking money. At the same time, he's an NBA player. Even if he's on a two-way, he's making at least 500 grand that year. Up to like 1.7 million with your veteran minimum sort of stuff. But this is just fucking stupid. He should be banned from the NBA just for being a dumbass. Like, what are we like? Fuck the betting. It's like, you're dumber than shit. Get the fuck out of here, you idiot. I mean, you won your bets, that's good, but you're a fucking NBA player. If you can't win more than 21 grand with your insider trading, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of here. So, look, it was obviously all very, very, very dumb. So they were investigating like those ones back on our Australia Day, back on January 26, and then another one in March. And they were sort of like, hey, yeah, we need to investigate all these. They did. And because it was basically found to, like, as they sort of dug into this, Adam Silver came out today and was like, yeah, it's fucking with the integrity of the game. That's hence the severity of the punishment, because sucked in dickhead, don't bet on basketball. Like, if you're a basketball player, even if it's college, I just think you should probably steer clear of it. But Jim, you talk about betting all the time. Yeah. And I'm not a fucking NBA player. Like, I'm just some idiot. Like, this isn't fucking rocket surgery, obviously. So, boom. Extreme penalty, a ban from the NBA. Enjoy China, Jontay Porter. Bit of a tough one. It's just kind of like a bit gross, a bit fucky. And I've said this time and time again on this here show, this will be like the tip of the sports betting iceberg for the USA, and it's good that they've come out straight away and like not fucking namby-pambied some sort of like 2-year ban. It's like, nah, fucking gone, pal. The big question would be if it had been someone who wasn't on a two-way, you know, Gerald? Like if it had been like an actual fucking star player, you know? It's like Joel Embiid was just fucking around on his phone and was like, oh yeah, $20 on fucking the Lakers to beat the fucking Pelicans yesterday. It's like, Joel Embiid suspended for life. Like, I don't think that's going to happen, but they've now put the fear in your fucking heads, and so they should. Right, so that's a bit shit. 13 bets as well. Again, I feel like that's kind of piss week. For me, that's just a Tuesday bet still. It's all good. Anyway, let's talk about some other fun stuff that isn't someone getting banned from the fucking NBA for betting, which again, he should have. Zion, this is not fun. Out for the 8-seed playing game Saturday against the Kangs for the Pelicans. His left hamstring. So I didn't really bang on about this on yesterday's show, but when he sort of walked off he slams his towel down, he's having a sook, he's like, this is fucked. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It was the actions of a dude who knew that he was hurt, and he knew what it was, and had probably already copped something before. So it's his hammer or his knee or something like that. Something that he's probably dealt with before, where it's like a familiar pain. Like it's like, I know exactly what that is, and I know that I'm out for at least 6 weeks. In Zion's case, I'm out for at least 6 months because I'm a big rig and it takes a lot to get this one moving. Speaking of which, fucking nearly tore my hammy fucking making the train this morning. But anyway, this sucks for the Pelicans. But does it? Because Ingram, CJ McCollum, they're still pretty fucking good. And my point has always been, I just don't feel like Zion and Spindles Ingram, along with my name as Jonas Valanciunas, work in the same fucking front court because they all just get in each other's road. You take one of them out of the equation, you saw, look, they struggled without Ingram for a big chunk of this season as well. But now that you got no fucking recompense, it's like, all right, Spindles, your team. He had a sook. I'm going to talk about this in a second as well. He was spotted just having a bit of a whinge and going, this is bullshit, fucking goddamn, I can't believe I got taken out of the game. What the fuck, man? It's like, I don't know. If you had been playing better, you wouldn't have gotten taken out of the game. That's a simple explanation. So now it's the CJ and Spindle show. I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Murphy like fucking goes bang for like 30 points on Saturday as well. Yeah, it's a weird one though. Zion, that sucks. He has 40 points. And this is like the exact sort of, like, it's a microcosm of the Zion NBA experience. Shows us just a little glimpse. He's just like showing us a little bit of underboob. Not Zion's underboob. This is like a metaphor, right? And it's like, oh, we're going to see the whole thing. And it's like, nah. So his underboob here is the 40-point fucking playoff game. And then he gets injured. That's the when they put it back under their top. I don't know if that's sexist or not, but we're going to roll with it. Anyway, on the other hand, it's maybe me just showing you a little bit of my left nut, Gerald. So there we go. Putting it away. That got him laughing. There we go. All right, Chris Paul's not retiring. That's fun. I like this. He's like, oh, I'm going to have a chat with my wife and kids, but I want to play for my 20th season somewhere. He doesn't know where. And my question would be, why? Well, because he doesn't have a title. That's why, isn't it? But this isn't the end of my career. I know that for sure. He told The Athletic, that's kind of nice. And the Warriors are sitting there going, well, that didn't fucking work, did it? Because turns out hiring the old bloke who's always injured, he was an old bloke who was always injured this year. Amazing. What a fucking stunning turn of events. Good job, everybody there who was light years ahead. Anyway, hey, is Kawhi Leonard going to play? No one fucking knows, including his coach. I'm not entirely convinced Kawhi knows if he's going to play. So, you might remember Kawhi Leonard had like this nebulous knee injury. And Ty Lue was like, look, we're planning that he's going to play. And then he was asked, hey, so is Kawhi going to play? And he's like, well, fucking, actually, I don't know. So it's like, all right, sure. What are we doing here? Seriously, he's like, I'm preparing to have him on the court. And then he was like, is he going to play on Sunday? And he's like, well, we don't know that yet. All right, so we're going to act like he's going to play. Is he going to play? Just don't know. Just we're hoping. What a horrible situation for this team to be in. A, it's the Clippers anyway. They fucking suck. B, like they're just the most cursed franchise you could ever imagine. They hook their little red wagon to a bloke who does not fucking care about you, talking to you, doing his job seemingly. He's like, I just want to hoop. It's like, can you tell us if you can play? He's like, no. Like if Gerald was like, Jim, fuck you. I don't want to come in today. I'm like, I respect that. That's good. Because now I know where I stand. If I was like, hey, Gerald, you coming in today? And then he just said nothing. I'd be like, is Gerald here? Is Gerald coming in? What the fuck is going on? Like, I feel like that's way worse, right? That's way fucking worse. Just go, he's just completely MIA, incommunicado. So anyway, sucked in Clippers. I will be picking the Mavericks, I think, in that series just for that simple fact. The problem is, like, Kawhi could just come back, just like not tell anybody. He's like, we're playing today, right? And they're like, yes. And he's like, all right, I'm here. And they're like, oh, cool. Go shut down Luka. And he's like, all right. Boom, the Clippers fucking sweep him. Anyway, there you go. I think that's about all the news. So that's a lot, basically, right? Jontay Porter getting rubbed out for life is pretty crazy. You've got Kawhi coming back, maybe. You've got Zion out. And then the one that dropped at the end of today was the Jimmy Butler, MCL. Thing is, there's no like official word on what is going on with his MRI on this. But the way that he was dragging that fucking leg of his around the court today means that, yeah, I don't think he's going to play. And then Caruso also got a right foot sprain after getting fucking steamrolled by his teammate, which I'm going to talk about again later. But yeah, the last thing that we've got on Jimmy Butler is that he's feared to have an MCL injury in his knee. Yeah, there's no MCL in your fucking head. Anyway, it could indefinitely sideline him. It's like, yep, that'll do. Jimmy Butler will probably try his hardest to play through it because he's a tough motherfucker, but yeah, that sucks for Miami. Right, speaking of which, let's start there with the Game Wraps. Game Wraps. This game was fucking awesome. I mean, it wasn't fun, but it was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was ugly. It was like your fucking, I don't know, your little brother's like old girlfriend ugly. Just Just like, what are you doing? Kind of ugly. 105, 100. Gerald liked that one as well. 105, 104. Philly hold on because they hit a meaningless three at the end, which considering where the line landed on this, I was all over I think I tipped yesterday Miami plus 5.5, right? So if it was like, if you had Philly minus 3.5 or something, you would have been absolutely fucking spewing that they hit that stupid three at the end. But 104, 105. How did that happen? Well, it was a rock fight for that first bit. Miami were just like sort of content to drag it down in the mud, which is what they do. The weirdest part for me was that Philly were like, what are they doing? Are they playing a zone? Blah! And then they just completely forgot how to play against the zone. You're like, that's not smart. What are you guys doing? It's like Miami do this to everybody, every fucking playoffs. Nick Nurse, what are you doing? There's a very simple thing that Miami do. They go, we're not as good as them. We're going to play a zone. That'll discombobulate them. Sixers are like, they won't play a zone. We won't get discombobulated at all. Guess what fucking happened? They played a zone, got discombobulated. Slow start. Maxey got cooking. They were up like 18-6. And then it completely turned where Miami just sort of, I don't know, Kevin Love looked fucking awesome really early on. Hit a couple of threes. And Miami took the lead like towards the end of that first quarter already. Philly tied it up on the Maxey drive, but then Jimmy Butler got hurt, right? He got jumped on by Kelly Oubre basically trying to fucking stop his shot right at the end of the first quarter. Lands on him, and they cut to like Pat Riley and Alonzo Mourning in the crowd. And I love this because it's like Alonzo, like I love crowd shots of like executives because you can really tell the ones who played because Pat Riley and Alonzo Mourning like, we will fucking fight Kelly Oubre. Like, but if you cut to like, I don't know, Sam Presti on OKC, he's like, I wonder what Lexus I'm going to buy next. Oh shit, is someone hurt? Oh no, that's bad. I love the ex-players going, I will fucking stab a guy in the eye, which is much more fun. Jimmy goes, 1 or 2 at the free throw line after that. So they lead after one quarter. And then Philly just couldn't fucking hit a shot in that second quarter at all. And Miami just started lacing threes. There was like 3 straight. You sort of turn around, you're like, holy fuck, Miami are up like 15. What is going on here? And that Philly crowd, there is a crowd you do not want to disappoint, am I right? Because they're just like, let's boo these fuckheads. Boo! It's like, it's your team. They've got another chance even if they lose this. What are you doing? They're like, we hate these guys. And then they win the game. And you're like, we rescind all previous boos. Give it out in the first half. Congratulations, gentlemen. We love you again. It's fucking crazy. I love it. Philly, you're insane. But Philly's offense just ground to a fucking halt in that second quarter. And this is going to be the biggest pain when they run into the Knicks, right, in this next round because you do that to the Knicks, they're just going to put their fucking foot on your throat and Jalen Brunson's going to drop 40 on your head and you're fucked. So, bit of a weird one. But look, how do they get it back? Like they sort of ground it back up to like a 5-point game. Then boom, went out back to 14 after they started lacing threes. Like Delon Wright entirely, there goes my hero hitting the threes. But the third quarter, the Sixers, like they were down, what? It was like 10 points at the half. And you're like, Jesus. The Boo Birds are out. It's feeling pretty good. The weird part was like the halftime show's like, oh yeah, Joel Embiid, look, he's coming back from injury, man. Yeah. Geez, the rest of the Sixers like, are you not going to talk about how they didn't know how to fucking identify a zone? Like, what are we doing? How is this the basketball discourse? Fuck me dead. Anyway, it's like, I don't know, maybe you should close out on the 3-point shooters as well. Like everybody was hitting threes after I think the two teams had started like 2 of 15 and 3 of 15 from downtown. And then Miami just went, well, fuck that. We'll actually start hitting some. And then for the Sixers, I am Nick Batum. I stole all this money from Charlotte and nearly retired and played for the Clippers, then got traded to the Sixers. And my wife told me that, my wife, I should probably retire, huh? And then I came to the Sixers and hit 6 threes. It was pretty good. Season high, 20 points. That's exactly what happened. That exact scene right then. That's what just happened on that court. It was chaos. Everyone was hitting threes. They got it down to 2 points just at the end of that quarter. And then Jaime Jaquez, fuck, I love Jaime Jaquez. Not only because he's got a sick name, sick mustache, sick hair, just a rad dude, all about it. But that 3 that he hit, you're like, that's a giant kick in the dick for like the Heat who have fought, for the Sixers who have fought hard all quarter just to get it back to that point. And then he just goes, hey, just stand there 1 second. Bang, kick in the dick. You're like, yeah, that's Jaime Jaquez. He'll just do that to you. But the fourth quarter then sort of gave us that moment where they essentially just sort of let Embiid walk into a couple of threes. And you're like, well, that doesn't seem smart because that tied it back up. Like at the start of the fourth quarter, I think they were down 5 pretty quickly. So Campaign hits that 3. They're down 5 basically going into the fourth. Oubre gets a layup and then Embiid walks into a 3. He walks into another one and Doris Burke is just like beside her. Oh my God, you don't let Joel Embiid walk into open 3. What are they doing? Not Joel Embiid walking into open 3s. It's like, yeah, if he's going to hit a fucking shot, you may as well let him fucking take a long 3. Who gives a shit? And Doris is just like gushing over Joel Embiid, which is her want, which is fine. But it was wild. It's like, I don't know. Do you want to talk about how that's actually probably not a bad play by Miami? I'm just saying. He hits 2 though, and then the rest of the quarter is a fucking back and forth affair that was absolutely gnarly because every Sixers fan in that room was shitting themselves for 12 full basketball minutes, which was about an hour and a half in real actual time, right? So I got to stop hitting my feet together. It sounds like I'm dropping my guts. It's great. Homie's just like, what the fuck is going on in here? But here we go. You've got right at the end, they just sneak ahead, right? They didn't lead until right at the end of that fourth quarter. And it was like, since the first quarter, they hadn't had a lead. And you're like, what the fuck is going to happen here? And Miami just sort of, again, talk about grinding to a halt. Tyler, there goes my hero, goes, boys, don't worry about this. I've got this. Narrator, he did not have this. There was the Nick Batum block on Tyler Hero's 3 with 26 seconds left. That was basically the game-winning block because it turned into a free throw battle from there, right? And Miami just couldn't quite get over the hump. But Batum was the massive hero. He just kept lacing threes all the way through that second half that got them back in the game and then got them ahead. In that fourth quarter, it's like, I don't know, maybe put just 2 dudes on the fucking flaming hot Frenchman in the corner who's going to hit the 3. Do that. What are you doing? And they never did. So sucked in Miami. That's what you get, I guess. You got smashed by a Frenchman. Joel Embiid as well. So Cameroon is sitting there going, what the fuck, man? You're playing for the USA? France has got to be like, dude, what the fuck? You're hanging out with Nick Batum all the time and you're like, no, I want to be the USA. Look, what is this? Like the fucking Hamilton 2 or something like that? That was the thing, wasn't it? Gerald Hamilton, the French, the Americans? I don't know. I barely paid attention. It's too much singing. Anyway, weird game, fun game. Down the stretch, that fourth quarter was fucking awesome play-in basketball, right? It's like, the winner gets a playoff spot. Guaranteed. You go take on the Knickerbockers. You knew that the Miami Heat, if they just got over the hump, they'd fucking fancy their chances. But with Butler injured, it was a little bit of a stretch too far. Caleb Martin, it's amazing to sort of see who he is now versus who he was against the Celtics last year when, again, he was like a combination of Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Today he had 5 points. And you're like, what the fuck? But Hero had 25 points in this game. He shot 9 of 27. There goes my Spud. Spuddo. Watch him as he shoots another fucking air ball. 4 of 14 from downtown, 19 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 steals from Jimmy Butler. There was a point in the first half, I think he had 3 steals that led to buckets. The problem was he had 0 fucking legs, obviously, in this game because he's got a fucking MCL tear or sprain or something. He shot 5 of 18 in the end for his 19 points, which is brutal. The one that worried me was I don't know, Miami, you've got Bam. You've run shit through him all year, and when you've done that, you've been very successful. And he took 9 total shots today, hit 5 of them, had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. The best Miami look is when so much more of their shit is running through the big man, Bam Adebayo, and it just did not happen. And even Butts, it's taking 18 shots. Usually I'm fine with that with Jimmy Butler, but not when you're banged up. Get it to Bam. Jaime Jaquez, he had 15 off the bench. He had 10 points and 2 rebounds with a couple of made threes for Kevin Love, who's more cooked than one of my old man snags at this point too. Delon Wright hit 2 big threes early, but it's just Nikola Jovic, I do like him. He was fine. He had 5 points, 5 rebounds. But if Bam is not sort of like the fulcrum of everything you do and Butler and Hero are playing off him, Miami, you're fucked. What are you doing? Not, far be it from me to say, hey, Eric Spoelstra, listen to you mate Jim over here. Just saying. But it was just fucking weird. Also, played Patty Mills. What the fuck? They shot 42% from the floor, 36% from three in the end, 14 of 39. So after a 2-15 or a 3-15 start, that's not a bad finish to the game, but it was a weird one because they got out-rebounded. They were almost equal on turnovers, but the Sixers just a little bit better when smashing threes when it counted from Frenchie Batum. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 10 from three. He had 11 from Kelly Oubre, who shot 3 of 9, but went 5 of 5 at the free throw line as well. He was clutch as fuck, was Kelly. Just watch out for those side swipe and hit and run cars that definitely exist. Hey, Kelly. Tyrese Maxey, 19 points, 6 assists. He was like a little bit of the guy who's like, I've got to defer to Embiid. And he shot 6 of 16. Not a great one. 1 of 6 from downtown. It was not a great Maxey game. He had a couple of moments where like, that's it. He's on. And then he just didn't hit a shot. And you're like, ugh. He just couldn't get on a roll. Bit of a tough one. 23 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists for Joel Embiid. I could have sworn that was 6 assists on the fucking broadcast. That's weird. What's going on with the score sheet? Anyway, 9 points for, I love this. The Never Nude. He shot 4 of 10, Tobias Harris. 4 of 10. Hey, Tobias Harris, we're playing a banged-up Miami Heat team. It's a win and get in game. Do you reckon you could help us out here, man? We are paying you $35 million. He's like, you got a boss, 9 points on 10 shots. They're like, no. We were thinking like 15 points. He's like, you got a boss, 10 shots, 9 points. And like, Tobias, I don't think you're listening. I don't think you're listening. I don't think you're paying attention. He's like, guys, I need to go cash this check and I will take these 10 shots and you can shut the fuck up. You're like, all right, Tobias. There was a point during this game where I'm like, because you continue to employ Tobias Harris, the Philadelphia 76ers, you'll never win anything. And I still believe that. There we go. Boom. Anyway, 12 of 35 from downtown in the end, 42% from the floor. Buddy Hield, he was pretty shit. He shot 3 of 8, 1 of 5 from 3. They were literally just saved by Nick Batum turning into the French Human Torch. Oh, flamon! Was he flambéed? Does that check out? I like that. That's a good one. All right. Good win for the Sixers. They go on to play the Knicks. The Miami Heat will now play in the 8-seed playing game against the Chicago Bulls, because they shit pumped the Atlanta Hawks, 131-116. Yeesh. I'm tempted to say it wasn't even that close because it obviously wasn't. But it was for a second, if that makes sense. They were kicking the fuck out of them early. And then Atlanta sort of just went, well, Dejounte Murray's hitting all the shots. This is pretty good. They got it really close around the start of the second half, right? Like, they pulled it right back in that third quarter, outscored them 45-33 in the second quarter, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, they got outscored 40-22 in the first quarter, so not ideal, but they pulled it right in there. It was like a 3-point game, a 2-point game, a 3-point game, and they could never quite get over the hump. This is our long-held opinion here on NBA Straya. Don't dig a hole because it's so fucking hard to get out of it. Like, you need to figure out how to dig out of a hole. It's not dig deeper, stupid. You got to dig up. Dig up, stupid. They dug up, but you just run out of energy, right, at a point. Like, even if you could tie it up, but it's just so hard to sort of maintain that level of play. And by the end of the third quarter, it was basically done again. Like, they were up 18 again. And they were trying to sell it on the broadcast very nicely as well. Like Richard Jefferson, Ryan Rucco, I really enjoyed them because they've got such good chemistry from doing all the Nets, horrible Nets games. And when you just got to patter, you got to feel the fucking horrible basketball that's going on in the court. You've got to make it entertaining. They do a great job of that. Anyway, they're like, well, they did come back from 18 earlier in the game. It's like, yeah, but now they're cooked and they look like shit and Chicago know how to beat them. Kobe White was fucking amazing. He was goddamn incredible and Trae Young looked cooked. But I think mostly for this game, Dejounte was incredible early on. Trae was just shit. Coming back from his injury, you get that, right? You get that on the big jobs. He got better as the game went on, but they have just hit like a tipping point of injuries. Like obviously Sadiq Bey out for the season, Jalen Johnson out for the season, and Onyeka Okongwu out for the season. Like that's 3 of their 6 best players, maybe 7. Like he just hit a tipping point where it's like, all right, we'll start DeAndre Hunter. Couldn't hit a shot. Bogdanovic couldn't hit a shot until late. Trae Young, again, same sort of thing. Shot 4 of 12, 3 of 8 from the floor, 22 and 10. Looks good on paper, but yeah, 4 of 12 shooting. I'm no math magician, Gerald, but that's pretty fucking shit. Dejounte Murray. This is a dude who's like, look at me, Trae Young. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. He's 100%, look at me, I'm the captain now to him. Completely kicked him out of his own team. I love it. Dejounte Murray's a weapon. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, shot 11 and 21. Only bloke who showed up early. Everybody else shit down their leg. Bogdan ends up with 21 points on 8 of 18 shooting though. 3 of 10 from downtown. 4 assists, 5 fouls. He hit 2 meaningless threes late to make that look good. Trae Young was a minus 27 in 43 minutes. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty bad. 22 and 17 for Clint Capella, as well as his 4 assists. He shot 11 and 15, but DeAndre Hunter going 3 of 16 and 0 of 7 from downtown, not good. But that's when you get to you go, oh, that's still not a bad starting 5, but then you get to their bench and you're like, oh, right, dregs. Mr. Garrison Matthews, Wes Matthews, they've got all the Matthews. Dave Matthews, just a name of Matthews. Bruno Fernando. I love a bit of Bruno Fernando. He wasn't too bad, but yeah, they just were 2-3 dudes short because they're missing 2-3 dudes because of injury. 11 of 37 from downtown. Only had the 9 turnovers, but got smashed on the boards, and that was really noticeable as well. Like obviously Chicago rolling out Vooch and Andre Drummond, but they fucking killed them on the boards, and it's just like, yeah, Atlanta don't have Jalen Johnson. They don't have Onyeka Okongwu. So they don't have their 2 twin towers like with Okongwu and Capella. But just having like that weapon of Jalen Johnson, it just fucked them. So bit of a tough one for the Hawks, but 22 and 9 for DeMar DeRozan there, who's really, really good. 24 and 12 for Vooch. He's just looked at Clint Capella and went, barbecue chicken. Love this. But in like, what is he? Montenegrin. He's like, oh, barbecue chicken. 42, 9 and 6 for my beloved Kobe White. God, he was good. 3 of 7 from downtown, 15 and 21 shooting. 6 points for Caruso, put on a Caruso show until he got fucking flattened by that Spud Andre Drummond. 19 for Dosunmu as well. 8 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 4 from downtown. Dalen Terry chucked in 4. Javonte Green had 10 points off the bench as well. They just didn't need much from their bench, like 4 and 4 from Andre Drummond. Kobe White was that fucking good. They went, the Hawks are down, let's kick them. Bang, bang, bang. Kicked them while they're down. 11 and 26 overall from downtown as go the Bulls. And this will continue to be their big problem, right? 11 and 26 is actually pretty fucking shit. It's like, it's 42%, but like the volume of only taking 26 threes where you're taking on a Hawks team that took 37. Like, they're kind of lucky that AO hit 3 of 4. Caruso went 2 of 3. Kobe went 3 of 7. Like, those 3 dudes fucking nailed it. You'd worry about that against basically anybody else who wasn't shit. Just saying. So there you go. Bulls through the 8 seed playing game to take on the Miami Heat. Atlanta, on your bike, pals. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. All right, let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of these 2 playing games.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Well, this one's easy because it was very simply, Nick Batum, I saved the game for the Sixers. I hit 6 threes and had a season high 20 points. I thought fucking no way, huh? Every Miami fan's like, God damn it, Nick Batum beat us? It's like, yep, that's a fucking knife, I'll tell you that. And Kobe White, 42, 9 and 6 with 2 steals, 3 of 7 from 3, but 15 of 21 from the floor. Now, it's probably because his hair's so big, it makes him look like 2 foot fucking taller. They're like, who the fuck is this 8 foot dude running around? This is crazy. He's like, nah, 2 foot of that is hair, motherfuckers. That's a great approach because every time he was in the paint, he was hitting everything. It was awesome. I fucking love Kobe White. I'm so stoked to see him get like such a big moment in a playing game. I really hope he backs it up against Miami though, so that'd be good. Who was Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night, DeAndre Hunter. 3 of 16. I think he started 0 of 8 as well in the end. He had a absolute Barry Crocker shocker. 3 of 16 in 42 minutes. Just 0 of 7 from downtown. Oh, geez, Jimmy would have filled out the rest of the stats. No, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover. Just talk about stinking up the bloody joint. Jimmy Butler, 5 of 18 as well, of course. Not a great showing from our man Butts, but he was basically carrying a fucked knee. So the fact that he played out that game is more impressive than anything else. I'm not going to give him Spud of the night. And also, I'm just kind of afraid of him. The other one is obviously the 9 of 27 for There Goes My Spud. Oh, Tyler Hero. Anytime you can take 27 shots to make 25 points, got to do it. Got to do it. Shocking gear, I'll tell you. 2 of 8 for Dalen Terry, but whatever, Chicago won. And of course, Tobias Harris, just $35 million for 2 of fucking 10. 3 of 10. What do you shoot? Something like that. 4 of 10. 4 of 10 for his 9 points. Thanks for showing up, Tobias. He's like, that's what I do. You can always rely on me to show up. To work. Not to be good, but I will be here. That's my approach. I like that. All right. What else do we have? We have the Old Mate, No Mates. Whoa.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? Well, I forgot to mention this one in yesterday's show. Is like a combination Old Mate, No Mates because everyone fucking hates him already, but also spudded it up yesterday. Reggie Miller commentating. He's like, oh, look, Zion for a bloke who's like 6'3", 6'4". It's like, what? Did Reggie Miller just say that Zion Williamson is 6'3"? He's right there. There are other very tall gentlemen and other shorter gentlemen on the same court who are 6'3", Reggie Miller, and Zion's way bigger than them. What are you doing? He's at least like, I know that he's not 6'10", or whatever the fuck he's probably listed at, but he's not shorter than fucking like, I don't know, Mark Pitnet, just to do a bit of AFL today in there. Like, what are we doing? 6'3", you're fucking cooked in their head, mate. Also, he then pulled out that amazing one. I think I mentioned this on yesterday's show, how he was like, now, I don't know, look, yeah, sure. The Lakers are up 3, but maybe should you just miss this last one? There's 2.7 seconds left. I mean, or do you hit it and go up 4? You hit it and go up 4, Reggie. What are you doing, mate? If you hit it and it's like you're up 3, there are still 2.7 seconds left and they can tie the game within 2.7 seconds. If you hit the free throw, you're up 4 and there's nothing they can fucking do. What are you doing? Take a look at yourself. Jesus. You're, again, just brainworms. How does he have a job? It makes no sense. Just like the shit that comes out of his mouth. Anyway, other Old Mate, No Mates, Jontay Porter, obviously, because he's been banned for life and now has no mates. But maybe he's got more mates because now he's like, well, fuck, I'll just turn to sports betting full time. It's just like, well, I got nothing else to do. Can't go play in the NBA anymore. I do have a lot of insider knowledge. Andre Drummond as well. Old Mate, No Mates. Because the other day, you might remember, he dunked on his own teammate, Gerald. It was pretty great. Torrey Craig has thrown the ball off the backboard to himself for a self alley-oop. Andre Drummond just went, no, I'm going to dunk that. Dunked on his own teammate. Nearly put Torrey Craig in the fucking hospital as well because he's substantially bigger than him. He's like, no, you're throwing that alley-oop to me, aren't you? And yammed on the dude. And today, literally just fucking turned, ran straight through his own teammate, Alex Caruso, who is now injured and they have to play in the fucking 8C game without like their starting shooting guard perhaps because he's a fucking idiot. What are you doing, Andre Drummond? Take a look at yourself in the mirror, mate. No mates. 0 mates here, Chop. Absolutely no mates here. Pantsing of the night. Oh, Bucket had himself. Tyler, there goes my hero getting his 3-point shot. There is like, look, getting your dunk blocked at the rim is very tough. Having the ball stolen, you getting, I don't know, your ankle's broken, not great. But you trying to take a 3 to tie up the game with 26 seconds left and getting that 3-point shot blocked, yeah, you better believe that's a pantsing. Couldn't happen to a better bloke. Who was better than Lonzo Ball? It's Kobe White. It's just, we're doing it. We're just going straight through. Kobe fucking White was so goddamn good today. He wins this hands down because, again, this is like one of the same corollary as yesterday, right? D'Lo was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. They drafted Lonzo, the Lakers did, to replace D'Angelo Russell. Now, Kobe White was drafted by the Chicago Bulls. Just let me cook. They brought in Lonzo Ball to replace him, and Kobe went, fucking suck my nuts, dickhead. Bang! 42 points on your head today. And Lonzo hasn't played in 2 years and has never played in a playoff game. Today, Kobe White with his 42 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals is better than Lonzo Ball. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Oh, we've got some great fucking Magic tweets as well, though, but we'll fire them up all tomorrow when I'm at home with the NBA Straya board in the NBA Straya studio. Because, he went off chops on the Lakers yesterday. It was fucking amazing. So tune in for that one. To be honest, because we've only got the previews tomorrow, I might just do 18 minutes of just Magic tweets, which I have done before, and it ruled. So we might do it again. All right. Yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Daryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. Some NBA Straya yeah-nahs brought to you by the NBA Straya shop. Get your merch. NBAstraya.com/shop. Click through there, get a hoodie, get a t-shirt, get a stubby holder, get a coffee mug. I've got one right here. If you're watching this on the YouTube, you can see how great it looks. I'm wearing one of the t-shirts as well. This is a white one. They come in white and all black. Check it out. It's very good. He says sipping. Oh, it's a good sell, I'll tell you. Anyway, do that. You can click through on the social links as well. They're right there. Pretty pictures on those ones too. Right, easy ones today for the old yeah-nahs because, very simply, are the Sixers a chance against the Knicks? Yeah, nah. I mean, ideally, you probably would say that they are because if you sort of throw back to the idea of who you'd rather play if you're the Knicks, I think their perimeter attack would be benefited more by playing Miami. And we have sort of talked out how they're 2-1 against them this year. They're 3-1 against Philly, but 3 of those games came without Joel Embiid, the giant center who is the reigning MVP. So it's a little bit different trying to kick the crap out of Mo Bamba and Paul Reed versus fucking Joel Embiid. So Philly have a chance. But I think what we saw today is just Miami's defense, the New York Knickerbockers defense, it's just going to be fucking hard for Philly to really manufacture enough points unless Tyrese Maxey has himself an awesome series, because this is it. When you've got someone like Tobias Harris who just does sweet fuck all, and Kelly Oubre as your 2 sort of scoring-ish wings. Buddy Hield, he's gotten to Philly and basically fucking forgotten how to play basketball as well. You'd feel like he's an ideal dude in this series. We need more shooting on the perimeter. It's oh fuck, it's one of the best shooters in the NBA. He's boys, I've forgotten how to play. It's fucked. But the thing is, because they don't, you've got the other Mitch Robinson, you've got Isaiah Hartenstein, hello, but they don't have a giant amount of size, that Knickerbockers team, right? You've got Precious, bless you, and not much else. Joel Embiid could be looking at this going, this is fucking great. But again, because he's banged up, I'm not going to really rely on that. So they are probably a chance. We'll dig into the numbers and shit a little bit more tomorrow. But the first read on it is the Knicks would have preferred to play Miami. But after what we saw that Sixers offense do at times today, I think the Knicks are looking at that going, I think we're okay. Can Chicago beat Miami in this 8-seed game? Yeah. I mean, especially if they don't have fucking Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Can they? Yeah. Will they? Maybe also, yeah. It's a weird one. This is, again, just when we do the preview show tomorrow, Chicago-Miami is tasty as hell because they lose Caruso, Miami lose Butler. Caruso might still play, we don't know. Butler might still fucking play for all we know too. But Chicago's size, when you throw out Vooch and Drummond, and then you got Kobe and co, they've probably got a couple more weapons, which is weird because DeRozan is a tough matchup for Miami. It's like, all right, you cover him, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero's like, I don't want to do that. Are you fucking kidding me? Caleb Martin's like, oh, I guess I will. So that's their sort of best chance, right? I hope that Caleb Martin can slow down DeMar. Hope that Kobe White doesn't just fucking tear him apart and that Vooch and co just don't obviously dominate Bam. It's a great matchup, though. It's really fun. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And then finally, would Chicago, if they do beat Miami, have a chance against Boston? Yeah, no fucking way. They're going to get, look, it's like, does an echidna have a chance against a car? It's like, have you ever seen a dead echidna by the side of the road? You're like, oh, that's sad. You think its spikes would protect it and put holes? No, that's not how it works. Just bang, gone. That's going to be Chicago when they play Boston. All right, unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'd still like Trae Young on my team. Just not if I was Atlanta. Like Jalen Johnson, DeJounte Murray, they're just going to be like, we're sick of this fucking dude. He's shit. We're good, and we could be good without him. So let's see what we can get for him, right? And then he'll probably end up on the Lakers. But to be honest, does he work better on the Lakers than he does in San Antonio with Wemby, whatever? To be honest, he just needs a fresh fucking start. I have been very much like, look, make Trae and DeJounte work, or at least see how it can work. Then Trae got fucking injured, so it just throws a spanner in the works. I still think Trae Young is very good at basketball, because no shit, he probably is. You just need to put the right proper team around him. This isn't that team. I don't think it will be next year either. Move on from him. I would still value him, though, if I was another team, i.e. Brooklyn. I don't know, just saying. If they somehow go, oh, no, we'd rather have Donnie Mitchell, that's fine. But Trae Young, just saying, backup plan. Just don't let him go to the Lakers. Fuck, that's going to be annoying. It's like, does Trae Young make them a big three? Well, yes, but fuck, that's a boring goddamn fucking story. Anyway, unpopular opinion of the day. That was pretty good. Don't mind that. How about Outback Takehouse? It's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh yeah, 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. That's right. No one in Australia has ever fucking heard of this shit. What are you on about, you crazy Yanks? Oh, it's a bloomin' onion. A, that's not how onions bloom. B, what the fuck is that? A deep fried onion made to look like a flower? Are you off your fucking heads, mate? No wonder you all shoot each other. Fuck me dead. Anyway, today's Flame Grill take is Eric Spoelstra is very clearly a shit coach. He didn't play Patty Mills, and that's why he fucking lost. Only at Outback. I'm just saying, the Australian player wash today is very simple because it's Patty Mills and he didn't play. Coach's decision. If he had have played, do you think he would have gone better than 0 of 4 from downtown like Haywood Highsmith? Don't know, maybe. Maybe take 27 of Tyler. Just give 7 of Tyler Hero's 27 shots to Patty Thrill's Patty Mills, and they might win. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It's just a thought exercise. The vibes were awesome, though, from Patty on the bench. And when we get to the Gameday Baller Gameday Twitter check-in, his vibes were massive. It's pretty good. Oh, this is good. Oh, we've got a really good one from Reese Wilson for tomorrow's show as well. And I think we've got Scotty Baxter. Oh, Scotty Baxter, me and him talking about Klay Thompson. We'll talk about that too tomorrow. But good gear. Patty Thrills, Patty Mills. We haven't had complaints, I think, on the old facey for NBA Straya. Like, why the fuck are they not playing Patty Mills? I'm like, that's a very good question. And I certainly would like to know an answer. Of course, he can't defend many people, but that's fine. I would have liked to see him play. So that is the Australian Player Watch for today because Patty Thrills did not play, coach's decision. Just saying, might have cost you a playoff game. But we do get more Aussies in action on the weekend once, obviously, OKC and Orlando and Dallas and Co. finally fire up. Right, what about a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light 'em up award? Because I think we actually had that button here somewhere, maybe, perhaps. Let's see if we can find it. Is it this one or is that just the Shane Hill drop? That's just the Shane Hill drop. Right, it's the Shane Hill shoot your shot, light 'em up award. This one's easy. There was a great stat floating around today. The 3 most three-pointers made ever in the NBA by a rookie center. The top 3 all came this year. It was Chet Holmgren with 129, It was Victor Wembanyama with 128. And it was our man, Do-Up, Bub, Do-Up, Shabba-Dabba, Do-Up. Do-Up Reef. That's right. The Great Barrier Reef himself hit 88 threes this season, the third most by a rookie center ever. Now, that's a Shane Heal. Like, if you just stretched out Shane Heal, made him from fucking South Sudan or something, moved him to Australia, love it. What a story. That'd be Do-Up Reef. Good stuff. All right. Paddy Mills Gameday Baller Gameday Twitter check-in. This is where Jim gets out his phone and just looks at what Paddy Mills has been doing. But Paddy actually did have some great posts today prior to the game. It's like getting off the plane. He has got a fire fit on. Those jeans look sick. It's a nice-looking shirt. Good bag. Yeah. Good shoes too. Fucking hell. But then it's just warming up before the game in Philly, knocking in threes from the corner, hanging out with some mates. That's cool. I don't know them. They're not my mates. And Paddy just with another fit on his way, I think, back to the game. But looking good. Or maybe that's after the game. Either way, looks awesome. What a legend. His fashion game is just fucking gone through the roof. All right. Game previews for Saturday. Very briefly. We'll do the full ones tomorrow. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it going? Not bad. Got a sick squid. Squid number 2. He's fucking cooked, mate. I had to look after him for a couple of hours this morning, and he's just fucking grizzly guts. He's just like, this sucks, Dad. I'm like, yeah, tell me about it, buddy. You're the one fucking screaming the entire time. It's like, chuck him on his trike, spin up to the post office, had to go pick up some packages and shit. And he's just like fucking just yelling the entire time. I'm like, oh, buddy, what's going on? But it was still fun just hanging out with him. Anyway, I'll get over it. The problem is the sleep. Gerald, the sleep. Fucking hell. It's like head hits the pillow. Where? You're like, fuck, get up. Nail on the fucking head an hour and a half later. It's like 2 sleep cycles, 45-minute sleep cycles for the kids. That's how it rolls. An hour and a half later. Where? You're like, fuck, I'm going to put my head through a wall in a second. And then I think after 1 o'clock, he finally went back to sleep after, some dad cuddles. Just like, oh, I'm sad and grizzly. And then your old mate Jim's just laying there awake going, just don't cry again. Just don't fucking cry again. So I finally get back to sleep around 2, back up again at 6 because the other fucking kid wakes up and you're like, Jesus Christ, who brings this on themselves? I mean, sex is great and all, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, let that be a warning. Right. We have Chicago versus Miami on Saturday morning. They are 2.5-point underdogs at the moment. I would take Chicago at the moment just because the mystery surrounding his vibe, Jimmy Butler's vibe in Miami is a bit of a worry. And because of that, I mean, you take Butler away from this team. I know that they've played a shit ton without Jimmy Butler, but I feel like Chicago might have a little bit of the eye of the tiger at this point and might run them over. And especially with the size, right? They can throw Vooch and Andre Drummond out there against Bam and it just gets a little bit squirrely. I'd have to dig into that matchup though and see how they've gone this season because I don't have that in front of me. And then we've got Sacramento and New Orleans for the West play-in 8-seed game. The Pelicans are 1.5-point underdogs, and I think I'd probably take that. They're playing at home. They've just stayed at home for like a week at this point. We know that Zion's missing. CJ McCollum fucking shreds the Kings. Love that. You have a clear runway now for Spindles Ingram. No Zion. Cool. You've got my name as Jonas Valanciunas. He's a massive fucking Lithuanian. He's like, you know who I hate? Domantas Sabonis. Because he's Latvian or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I think I've actually spun those around. But the point being, Jonas is going to love trying to tear up a bit of the old Domantas Sabonis, the Souvlaki King. CJ's going to have a crack. I actually don't mind New Orleans in this one at the moment as well. 1.5-point underdogs at home. Zion was really good, but now you got the clear runway for Ingram and CJ. Kind of leaning that way. So I'm going to go to 2 underdogs at this point. That might change by tomorrow when we do the full previews, but either way. And the last little bit before we go, Spindles Ingram. Having a sook, it's like, oh, coach, I can't believe you didn't put me back in. It's like, I don't know. You're playing like shit. You're being an asshole. You got the wrong attitude. And then you sort of think about it again and go, hang on a second. That's exactly what happened with Brandon Spindles Ingram at the World Cup. He got benched, wasn't playing enough, had a fucking sook. They went, fuck you, idiot, sit down. Didn't play him again. When this keeps happening, you know whose fault it's not? The coaches he keep benching you. It's probably on you, idiot. Get your head out your ass, Spindles Ingram. Come on. I don't know. It was a weird one. It's like, oh, I'm just fucking angry with my coach. It's like, if you tried harder and did what they fucking wanted you to do, guess what would happen? You'd probably still be out there. Just saying. All right. But there you go. That's it for today. Awesome, fun day of hoops. I love these playing games. They are fucking gnarly. But that is it for today. We're back on deck tomorrow. We'll preview the weekend for you because we'll also have, obviously, playoff games starting later on in the weekend too. So we'll be talking about all of those and a bunch of the series. So we'll give out some series picks, go through series by series and sort of basically go with our series long predictions, like out of the 7, 4-1 Dallas and shit like that. So that'll be fun. In the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya across all the socials. I think I just had a stroke. That was weird. Twitter, Facey IG. Get around AFL Today show as well. We're kicking on to do an AFL Today show tonight. So if you subscribe to that, check that out on YouTube as well as all your podcast apps. Same as this show. You can watch all these on YouTube now, which is very fun. Gerald and producer Homie do a great job making it look schmick, and me being a fucking moron and all, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but they make it look good. So that's fun. Check those all out. AFL Today is obviously setting up this weekend ahead of AFL footy, so you dig that. Make sure you're subscribed. There's also all the other shows, NFL Straya, Cricket Today podcast, Football Today, all that good stuff right there. Hold all tickets as well if you like your horses. Get around NBAstraya.com/shop. Get your merch. And big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. Check out their new band though, House Hats. Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinated Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Section 8, Green, and Dozers. They're all the bands behind all the tunes you hear on this show. Smash them a like on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. If you listen to your tunes, back them up. NBA Straya supports Australian bands. So should you bloody drongos. That's it. Make sure, subscribe on the YouTube. What are you doing? Go watch this shit. These guys put in a bunch of fucking effort. I just stand here and yell. Like, it's awesome. My job's easy. I just fucking yell and fucking rant and rave, whatever. They do all the work. So go like it, subscribe it, comment on it. Go, Jim, can you wear something that isn't just an NBA Straya t-shirt and a black shirt? My answer will be no. Go get fucked. That's my entire closet. Seriously. I'm not actually joking. Like, that's all I own. But otherwise. So like, subscribe, share all that good shit across all of the other things as well. Happy days. Let's fucking go. And we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would you? And remember, how good are the playoffs? Also, later, hosen.